Hello, everyone. Again, we're continuing on the theme of war because war and money go together and it will affect you. So remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Russia's mentality, kind of an end times. We're the last ones. We will fight to the end, not just to defend the Russian people, but the faith. Okay, if we had thought like this back in 2022 and understood how Russia thought of itself, we probably wouldn't have said some of these things. And I just went back and looked at some of the news stories from 2022. How many of you remember this? Russia is weak, they'll fold fast. Putin will be overthrown. Russia will succumb to our financial and diplomatic pressure. Russia's just a gas station posing as a country. Russia's military staff is in disarray. Generals are being replaced. Russia doesn't care how many soldiers it loses. They just do meat assaults. Putin is dying of some strange disease. Do you remember all this stuff? None of that was real, and none of that fit with Russia's identity. So now here we are 2 years later, and it's obvious to everybody here, Ukraine is getting squeezed like a python, and Russia will continue to advance. So the question is, looking ahead, what does the West do? All right. When we lose in Ukraine and the whole world sees it and they say, wait a minute, Russia by itself defeated the United States and NATO? Why do we have to use their currency? Why are we kowtowing to these guys? We should be flexing our own muscles. What will we do here? Well, there's some pretty predictable steps, so I should probably put this out to you in writing, but let's just go through them. Step one will be panic behind the scenes and don't tell anybody. It'll just leave the news. Like, they won't even talk about the Ukraine war anymore. We're already starting to see some of that already. We did this with Cuba. We did this with China when or the nationalists had to go to Taiwan. It's what we do. Just the political goal is make it go away. Step two, the if only phase. If only we sent more money, if only we sent more troops, if only we had better equipment, if only Ukraine had listened to the if only thing. That'll be step two. Step three, blame Ukraine. They didn't follow our advice. If they'd done what we said, or if they had known better what to do, all right, that'll be the next one. Step four, we really won the war. Let's see, if we hadn't engaged in Ukraine, Putin would be in New York City by now. So they redefine victory and say that defeat is victory. We've done this over and over again. It's what losers do, is what I think. Or they might even do the old canard. Well, we won the war, but we lost the peace. No, probably not. All right, step five, the knee-jerk reaction. We've got to change everything. We need drone command. Let's see, we need to have more satellites up in space. We need more artillery. We need more bombs. We need to copy what Russia did, and that's why Russia won. Just send us more money will basically be that one. Oh, and we better start a draft. Okay, step six, we will start spending without a clear vision about what national defense is. We will start spending on military, but actually national defense doesn't start with the military. National defense actually starts spiritually. It starts with a connection to something higher than yourself, to, I don't know, if God, however you want to say it, but also to your community. It goes beyond just you. And that then leads to a strong culture, a strong society, which leads to a strong economy, which then leads to a strong military. We will do it exactly in reverse, and we will spend a whole bunch of money without fixing the root cause of the problem. Step seven, just specifically, people think, well, I should buy defense contractor stocks. Maybe yes, maybe no. Remember, America's military was built actually for expeditionary wars. Go in, fast, light, take care of the enemy, military overmatch, teach them not to mess with us. We weren't built for this Ukraine war, a peer-to-peer battle, slugging it out in the trenches over a long period of time. Our equipment wasn't made for that, and Russia's was. It's one of the reasons we have not done well in this war. And then there's step eight, somewhere way out there, we will start to come to grips with this. And we will say, all right, we need to redo our manufacturing base. We need to rethink who we are. And I believe America is very good at this. We will get better. So for defense contractors, yes, they will pick up more domestic military contracts. But a lot of that money, the profits they make, come from foreign military sales. You don't think Russia's going to be out there saying, look what our equipment did versus the West? So I suspect, yes, domestically they'll do well, but in foreign military sales, they're going to have to adapt very quickly. So what does this mean to you? We have to go through all these phases. And before we get to a good end, during that time, expect more wasteful spending, I'll say that, more debts, more deficits, stay in the investments you've got. And with that, I'll turn it over to Walt.